Dude. I tried to set the title and it won't let me. Dude, the Twitch fucking interface sucks. I can't believe it. It's like once it rejects it once and then you try to change it to something else and the buttons are grayed out and you have to close the entire dialog. Like, who the fuck? It doesn't like the word Streamholio. I give up. I can't change the name of the stream, guys. I can't do it. The problem now is Twitch is making me a liar because I'm pretty sure it still says compiler plus ice cream. I don't have any ice cream because I ate it all. Actually, let me check. Okay, I do have a little bit of ice cream. So once people get here, Twitch is forcing me to eat ice cream in order to not be a liar. I will not be a liar. I will not be a liar. I will be someone who works on the compiler. Let me go into high security mode. While I dig through my emails. Okay, that one I could do. I'm in the mood for easy ones. These don't look that fun. Yeah, I'm not in the mood for that one right now. Okay. Okay, hold on. Hold on. How's it going, everybody? I've had a week, let me tell you that. Let me tell you that. Okay, I could work on this one. Could do that one. Could do that one. I don't know. A lot of these, on the one hand, they're things that I think I got a little sick today, and I only want to go for like an hour right now, and they don't seem tractable. But also, one of the reasons why I had a bad week, I won't talk about the other one. Those who know. But also at the same time, I was working on something for the compiler. This is very minor in perspective, but it just turned into a brutal 4-day slog for something that seems like it should be easy. And so like my energy for big slogs is depleted at this moment. So I'm looking for like easy claps. Not easy Sag. I'm not looking for easy Sag. I'm looking for easy claps. That said, I mean, there's a lot here in my latest reports, and none of them really look like easy claps. This one might be an easy clap. Let me see. If you call get process result on a process that hasn't been started yet, you'll get returned that it was success and the process was still running. Let me see. Get process result. He didn't send me source code, but we could repro this. All right, we'll come out of high security mode here. Okay. So we're going to go in Windows, I guess. Get process result. So this is some enum. We don't have a process result type for never started. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Get process result. I'm pretty sure how does this go? So we create process. I actually don't know. See, this dude didn't send me a repro. I mean, I suppose I could just do this. fuck? I don't know if I like this API. Like, if we're going to send them this whole process result struct, then why is success a different thing? I don't know. Okay. Maybe that's not a bad idea. All right, let's see. Results still running. Okay, so that's obviously a goofball. That's a goofball. I don't have the Linux operating system installed on this machine. If, I think we just say, all right, ta-da! Get process result. Is PID 0 legal? It's not, right? Dude, fucking this editor, so sad. All right. So we're just going to do this, and we're going to make a little cross-platform test, and the build server will test it for us. Result dot, what is it? Type? Type is equal to unstarted. Return this if get process result is called has not been started. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Tests. We're going to call this does modules process have tests? Just examples. Module tests. Process unstarted. All right. Add tests module tests process unstarted. And then we'll make sure that this runs. Module tests. Process unstarted. We just keep adding tests. We just keep adding tests. Hello to the people. Okay. I'm going to be forced to have some ice cream now. Twitch forced me to. I didn't want to. There really is very little in here, though. There are lots of non-seed oil ice creams. Ice creams are actually not too bad. There are several options for no seed oil. Already brush your teeth? Why don't you brush your teeth with ice cream? Okay, commit. Okay. I'll send an email reply to the person. I will say, I added an unstarted state to the return value. Maybe that's not the right thing, and we should return false instead, but that is tweaked later, I think. Okay. Wow, I'm tired today. I don't know what happened. I just got really tired. There's good reasons for me to be really tired, all right? But that's how I feel. That is how I feel. Okay, sloppy math, S64 max. Let me see. Maybe 2 bug reports in one. First one is definitely a bug. Second one is maybe a bug. In sloppy math module, procedure max of type works if you call it when building a program using the default metaprogram. Build a program using your own. The using math at the top of max of type stops working. And the compiler complains it can't find any of the constants. What? All right. We're going to see. Looking at this now, but that's what you were seeing. Okay. Anyway. He gave me a download. So let's see. Let's see. Repro bug, repro bug, repro build, repro modules. Okay, so we're just going to copy this out here. We're going to see repro bug. Okay. This extra slash is annoying. We should work on that. But unable to find a module called oh, you've got to go import dir. Right. I don't know. Wait, what? Okay, so if I do it that way, it works. Unable to find. Does he copy these through? No. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about? He never mentions this modules folder. What? Do I just bounce this back saying maybe you have something weird going on with files? Or do I try harder to repro the problem? I think I'm going to bounce it back initially. Because his deal might be that he has a copy of this module that's different in his modules folder and doesn't realize that or something. So I'm going to say, have you tried turning it off and back on again? All right. I don't know why we say this 3 times. That seems really stupid. Oh, it's in each workspace. Oh, he's compiling it 3 times. Okay, well, that's what happens. So I will reply, I will say, I will say, well, when I run your repro, I don't get the results you are talking about. If I compile, what's it called? If I compile repro directly with dash import dir modules, it works fine, which is as you report. If I compile repro build, it fails due to not finding any such module as I would expect if the metaprogram doesn't say where to find modules, which it does not. Or to find additional modules, which it does not. I am wondering if there is some confusion here. Maybe you have an older / different version of the module in your modules folder, and this is causing the error you are talking about. If that's not what is going on, I am not sure what my next step here should be. ... Okay, well, that took a while. That bug report came in on April 18th. Can you please talk about the design limitation choice of not allowing arrays to be defined inline with non-constant. I don't care, dude. Like, we make decisions sometimes, and they're. Please, yeah, I don't care. That's my answer. It's probably going to change. I don't care. I've already talked about it in other places too. I'm sorry. I'm very tired right now. Why does Windows have to play an error message saying we take a screenshot? Because top men are working on Windows Audio, as has been the case with every release of Windows since Windows 95. What flavor of ice cream? This is a very small scrap of ginger dreamsicle ice cream. Sometimes the reason I just reacted badly to that question is like, I've got a lot of work to do, right? And then people ask me questions that basically amount to doing a bunch of extra work to explain stuff that, I've explained a bunch on the internet, and you don't know that because you haven't seen it, but it just, asking me to do a bunch of free, extra, redundant, tiring, wasted work is just, it puts me in a bad mood sometimes. And that's not really what people intend to ask, but that's what it ends up being. So, yeah, it is what it is. Did Windows peak in 1995? No. Windows peaked at Windows 7. Anyway, to go more into the array thing, the original reason was I was just being very conservative. Because it's a performance-oriented language, I wanted to give people a way to know that they had read-only data. And then it just turns out that's not that important in terms of people's priorities. And so we did it with struct literals first, that we allowed people to declare dynamic ones. And that was done as an experiment like a month or two ago, more than that maybe even. And it worked fine. So it seems to be the right decision. So the next step is to do that for arrays, basically. That's the status of it. Yeah, Windows 7 was the best Windows. It's been all downhill from Windows 7. Windows 11 seems uphill from Windows 8. I don't think so. That was it. That was all the ice cream. It's a pretty good flavor, but like, just it's hard to beat a good vanilla. It just really is. Okay, oh, this one I already fixed, I think. Wait, did I fix this one? I don't think I fixed this one. Oh, this was the impetus behind this thing I started to do that turned into the week of pain. So we've made progress. We'll go tomorrow when I'm not tired. I'll go back and So here's the thing, guys. I had another one of these weeks where I started out, the programming was hard. I was like, should I give up on this? Should I revert it? And I was like, no, we win these, man. Even when, like, it's this thing. So the first episode of this was on stream, actually. It was me changing identifier lookup. I believe that was Sunday night. And, or Saturday night even. And that just turned into this beginning of a giant rat hole maze. And then that turned into a giant rat hole maze. And then that turned into a giant rat hole maze. And At some point, though, you're like, look, I'm just more powerful than this, and I'm just going to do all the things, whatever all the things are, I'm just going to do them. And that was my week. And I succeeded. I checked it in actually today. And so that was the whole thing that I finally checked in today was like the sub quest for being able to change this thing about identifier lookup that we did on Saturday. So now I could go back to the main quest line, which the main quest line would also address this user's bug report that you can't see because I don't want to dox them. Any interest on, I've never been that interested in databases. Like, here's the thing. Like, databases even today are kind of useless unless you have just an incredible god-awful amount of data. Like, you can just scan through gigabytes of records in a trivial amount of time. So you have to have like tens of terabytes at least, or like exabytes, to begin to need a database. And like, there's always just been something about that I found gross. Like, I don't like big, giant, bulky amounts of data. So you wouldn't find me working on databases. What size makes sense for Postgres? Same thing. No, that any database. You don't need any database for less than dozens of terabytes. Because you can just scan that shit. Like, how fast can you read a 1 terabyte file? Pretty fast. Actually, that might be slow enough. I guess it depends. You know, maybe the real threshold is like around 64 gigs or something. I don't know. You don't need a real database unless you have just an ungodly amount of data. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'm proud of, like, I took longer than I had to get this done. But again, there were several other things happening this week that made it harder to program. Also, we're still having our company meeting. So I'm also spending a lot of time just talking to people and stuff. But like, that is, sometimes the power is just sticking with it and doing that with sufficient energy. See, the thing is, I could have done this like easily twice as fast, possibly 3 times as fast if I'd had like full energy and intent. But because what I was working on was such a bummer, I was only working on it at like 50 or 40%, but that's still enough. That'll get you through these things, you know, and got through it. The compiler is better than it was in the beginning, and that's, anytime you can do that, that's good. Okay, so I replied back to that person and said, citation needed. Compiler crash with polymorphism. That sounds bad. Let's take a look at this. All right, we'll come out of high security mode here. Boom. Okay, what are the chances I've already fixed this? I think kind of low, kind of low. Boom. Okay. We are expecting something to be queued, and it ain't. There is no bakeable constant named func. Did you mean bake arguments? Okay. So, wow, there's so many things wrong here. So many things wrong here. So this is an interface Okay, what are we even looking at? Do something takes a thing that's pointed to an interface of $func. I don't know why people fucking do this, by the way. I mean, I guess it's fine, but it's just too C++ for my taste. Like, people show up and they have very C++ habits. Interface of $func. So wow, I haven't debugged on something like this for a long time. I might be too tired for this one, but it's important because it's a compiler crash. Let me first, I'm going to suggest a workaround, right? If we don't do this the C++ way, if we instead do this, how's that? Type mismatch thing.func. What are we passing? We're passing object. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand. He's trying to call this like a C++ functor. I don't know what that is. We don't do that. So like, what is this? Does anyone understand? Okay, so object, right? So this is interface of function. Function is this. Okay, wait, maybe I was confused about what was happening. Function is this. So oh, it's literally like that. What about this one? I don't think that'll work still. Yeah. Okay, so this is, I will send the email back saying, I'm looking at this. In the meantime, you can do something in this way. In general, writing it the C++ way as is crashing compiler makes the compiler work harder and results in slower compilation speed. Okay, so all right, cool. We sent him a workaround in case he's stuck on that. That's always a helpful thing to do for the people. You write your polymorphs like that. The way you implement polymorphism with no other mental model, everyone reverts to template thinking. Yeah, the thing about templates is they're basically macros. It's like a whole other different macro system in C++, right? These aren't macros. They're like semantic objects. I don't think it's unintuitive at all. It is, however, different from what people are used to. Like you have You have to switch in your brain what's happening. Yeah. But this, I think this ends up with shorter, easier to read things because you don't end up with these function headers with like 17 parameters in them. That's the goal. Any advice on becoming more comfortable with viewing your own work as good while not being arrogant? Here's the thing. If you do good work, some people are going to be jealous and they're going to call you arrogant no matter what. So, on the one hand, we don't want to be arrogant. That's true. It's not really a good thing to be. But on the other hand, if what you're really worried about is being called arrogant or being perceived by as arrogant by some people, that's just going to happen if you're successful. So let go of that, right? The more successful you are, the more people will intentionally misunderstand you in a way that is highly unfavorable to you because they think like it's some form of like weird, gross entertainment that people have. That people have always had, but then it's in overdrive on the internet. So that's just part of being successful at anything. Now, if your concern is actually being arrogant, that's a good concern. But honestly, it's like, look, to do engineering, what are we still in high security mode now? So here's the thing. To do engineering, you need to do these analyses of what is the best thing to do. How do you judge what's best? Well, you develop some aesthetic and some system for evaluating things, right? I mean, there's some general words there, but hopefully you know what I'm saying, right? And it's just, in the beginning, when you start out in programming, how do you get those aesthetics and how do you get that system? Well, you probably just were taught it from someone, like a book or the school or something, right? Because in the beginning, you don't necessarily have much programming experience, so you won't have developed your own thorough aesthetics. And so, the problem often is that if you learned it from school, I hate to say it, but most people who teach and most people who write books and stuff aren't very good at programming compared to someone who spent their whole life programming, right? And so now doesn't mean it's bad to learn from them, because it may be better to learn from them than nothing, right? But at the same time, you then have to realize that what you have learned, the goal of it is to just get you started, and your goal is to surpass that, right? How do you surpass that? You need to be very evidence-based, right? And that's the difference, right? Some people pick up dogmas, essentially religions, from school or books or somewhere, and then they just believe that and they argue that on the internet, and they never really do enough serious programming to notice that these things aren't quite correct, right? And perversely, the more time you spend arguing on the internet about how programming style X is the best, the less experience you get that might help you move past that, right? There was a whole Twitter argument literally today that I've mostly ignored about this. It's just one guy being annoying. So the thing is, the more that you do that successfully, well, how do you know when you're successful? Well, there are objective measurements, like I'm able to write my programs faster, or they run faster, or they're fewer lines of code, or they're more understandable, or they work better, or I feel better about them, right? And the thing is, again, there's this culture in programming of faking those things, like of claiming that you can write things faster than you used to be able to because you want your team to win, right? And hopefully you get past that, but again, a lot of people don't. But if you get past that and you really are reality-based about observing how well is it working, what I'm doing, and how can I improve, then not only do you get better at programming, right, but you get a lot more confidence in your evaluation process, in your metrics, because that's what helped make you better, right? It's like, oh, clearly I am much better than I was a few years ago, say, and it's because I developed this particular aesthetic and this method of judging what is good and what is not, right? And then once you've got that, that's the thing, is like your improvement gives you credence that the evaluation is good, and so, or that the system of evaluation is good. And then when you use that system of evaluation on your own stuff, if it tells you your own stuff is pretty good, then you will trust that, right? It's no longer, a lot of people just want to believe that whatever they do is good, right? That's just a human thing, but you certainly can get past that. I mean, maybe not 100%, right? But you can get mostly past that. And that's just how that works. It doesn't happen immediately, right? It comes through practice. Favoring universal truth over standardized ways of thinking is always a problem of yours relative to other people. Yeah. Yeah. That can be a thing. How to do serious programming when you're a student unemployed. What do you mean? What do you mean? What is stopping you from doing serious programming right this second? What is stopping you from hitting the stop button on twitch.tv and opening a file and typing a very serious program? Like what program? What is the most challenging thing you can think of to do that still seems plausible? Like, don't say like, inventing a spaceship that takes you to the center of the galaxy, because you don't know how to do that. But like, what's something that you could barely imagine being able to do? Just do that. That's how all good programmers got to be good. But yeah, the trick is to pick something that you know how to at least get started on. If you pick something where you have no lead into it, that's rough. Making Redfall 2. Ripperoonie. Okay, so I might be too tired to do the rest of this. Like I said, it was going to be a short stream. I can't believe it doesn't let me type Streamholio. Why is that? Why does Twitch not like that? Will it ban it from chat is the question. I'm going to type it. It works, so it just won't let me title a stream with that word in it. I don't know. Twitch.tv. Okay. So let's try to model out what the compiler is doing here that isn't working. This is also why people think polymorphism has more bugs than I experience with it. It's because they all do things in the C++ way, which is not how I do it. And so that just stresses the compiler more and detects more bugs, which is good. Like, we should fix the bugs. So do something. Yeah, I'm kind of starting to just... Have you ever had that thing where you're pretty tired and your eyes like start to defocus? I just had that. I was like, ugh. And then I grabbed it back. Try replacing the O with zeros. I'm not elite enough for that. Have I ever tried Van Leeuwen ice cream? Yeah, I've had that on stream a couple times lately. I've had the Earl Grey. I think it was Earl Grey, and that's not my favorite one, but it was interesting. I've also had the vanilla. Yeah, maybe they want me to go stream Holy X to be gender neutral, or stream Huxley X. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty tired. Let's just see. Thing is a pointer to interface of func. Func is not working. It's saying there's no bakeable. We are calling do something with pointer to object, right? So we should be matching this. You know, I think. So a while back, I did a rewrite. Of the way polymorph variables work. And it was a very good thing to do. Sometimes when you're first writing code, you're like, I'm going to write it this way because it means I won't have to do this other piece of code that needs to know about every possible syntax tree node. And that'll be better. And then it turns out to be way worse and a horrible mess. And that's how it was for years. And then it got streamlined. But I feel like we're just hitting a case. Since it's saying there's no bakeable constant named func, I think, I mean, obviously that seems like a problem in, what's it called? It's been a while since I worked on this. Oh boy, I need to go to bed. No, not. There's two files about getting make definers and bind definers. That's it. Collect definers, that's the function I was looking for. So I feel like, okay, so the pointer, if we go here, this is a declaration with a thingamabobber, right? But this might be a type instantiation. So we're probably going here. This is a procedure call. I mean, it sure looks like all right, let's break at the error message and then we'll trace it back. We'll step through collect definers and see what it's doing. All right, there is no bakeable constant. No bakeable. All right, now what program? Wait, what? Dude, Visual Studio is so ass. All right. Okay. Oh, we could go no jobs again. Cuckoo. Do I wear contacts? I do not. How would I compare puzzles from Baba Is You to Steven Sausage Roll? I think they're pretty different. They're pretty different games. I don't quite know how to compare. I would say Steven Sausage Roll is closer to the kind of thing that I've been doing in puzzles. Like Steven Sausage Roll is closer to The Witness than something like Baba Is You. I could say that. No contacts? No, I just wear glasses. I wear glasses, and there is no need when programming to wear the glasses. Okay. So, we've got a proposal. This proposal probably has an empty constants block, if I would guess correctly. Literally nothing. Okay, the source constants block. Literally 0 members. Okay, so where do we call collect definers from? Oh boy, there's... Oh, those are recursions. Wait, there's literally none outside these two files. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Make definers. All right, so we're going to stop and make definers. Make definer 49er. For that procedure. Hopefully we hit that. Hey, look. Okay, so for the arguments block, this is the first argument, right? Yes. We're collecting define. Oh, God. Fucking C++, dude. All right. Jesus. Okay. So, declaration. Here we go. It should be the declaration of thing. Wait, what? 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 We need Lil Jon here. I need a soundboard. Okay. What the hell? This could be a clue, or it could be me debugging wrong because I'm tired. Or it could be me debugging wrong, just making a regular mistake. Lambda, line 0, 11. This doesn't seem like line 11. Oh. Okay. So I assumed that the prop that was causing the error was for this. It wasn't, it was for this. So for some reason, see, object has function, right? Interface of function. So we're matching function to func, but then it's claiming that that's not a thing. It's like Yeah, it's correct that we would find node definers in function. That's fine. So somehow, so we have apply value bakes to proposal arguments. Value bakes. One is func with function, which is a correct match. I think the problem is just we're applying this to the wrong procedure. And why are we doing that? So we should be able to trace this when I'm less tired, because this call is on line. Oh, shit. I forgot. This is the goofy shit that happens when people do stuff the C++ way. Remember when I said that makes the compiler work harder? This is how. This is how. What we're actually trying to do is make the header for this procedure, I think. Right? Okay, this call itself is queued. Probably for an okay reason. Anyway, I don't think we're supposed to be trying to do this polymorph at all. I think we're supposed to look here. We're supposed to say, oh, this is a definer. We're in a procedure header that's polymorphic. So we're just not going to make this right now, because what this really is a thing to pattern match against. Right? And I think we're just not correctly doing that. But I'm going to save that for tomorrow when I'm awake. We got a good head start on it. Do I save the easy problems to fix on stream? Not really. No, I mean, I sort of do. Once in a while, I haven't done this in a long time, but once in a while, if there's like a moderately sized thing that I think would make a good 2 or 3 hour stream, and it's maybe a challenge to do it in that time, I save that up and do that on stream. Haven't done that in a little while. Yeah, usually there's just stuff that I'm working on right now, and I just stream sometimes and don't stream other times. And there is a little bit of a correlation. Like if things are really hard, maybe I'm less in a mood to stream, but it's not a perfect correlation by any means. All right, everybody. I'm going to sign off. Thanks for coming by. I don't know why I'm so tired. I do have, I mean, it's been a week, again, I tell you, but we survived it. We had trace elements of ice cream, and the compiler is getting better. So thanks, everybody, and I'll see you later on.